With Curtis A. Perry III,
Yes.
who at public speech tonight got up and very passionately asked Canton City Council to make his friend and associate. Am I right on associate? You've done work together?
Yes.
Okay.
We've done work together, and
okay. Thomas West for Majority Leader.
yes.
And now you've seen the vote. You've seen the rulings of the chair, President Alan Schulman, and what's your reaction?
Well, I'm still a little bit concerned about how it was done, especially when the law director gave his view of how the vote should go. That I think that should have been taken in a little bit stronger consideration,
I see.
because it's been studied and it's been viewed by him, and that's what his job is. And a 6-5 vote does not mean 7 majority of 12 members, no matter how you cut it.
Right.
And the legal interpretation given by Alan Schulman, I do not agree with, and I think that many other members do too. So I think that should be in discussion. But the bigger question that I do have is that you have a person who is chosen for majority leader. Majority leader means that he has leadership. Now, how can you put a person who is a neophyte or a person who is a freshman over a person who has been a senior, who has passed over like 17 or 27 different legislation, as opposed to not even one through the legislation that Morris have put there? I have yet to see in the legislation where he has brought forth. How is that leadership? So I question that whole characterization of that. So I'm just amazed. But I think that this isn't the end, because I still feel that West should be the majority leader.
Okay. Well, maybe in a couple of years he'll be in the hunt again.
Well, I think that this still should be challenged. That's my personal opinion.
Oh, you think? Okay.
I still think it still be challenged. I think that there is a room there for it to be challenged. And I think that Joe Mercutio, the law director, was correct in his statement and how he read it and how he interpreted it. And I think that they have, and Councilman West said something that's very, very relevant. They've had votes 5, and 2.
Right.
And it would not pass because there wasn't a majority. So why is it that one ordinance stands this weight, but yet today is a different weight? Let's judge it by the same ground. Let's have the same measurement, the same yardstick on everything. Let's not change the yardstick now.
Are you going to be encouraging Councilman West to mount a legal challenge?
Well, I'm going to pray first. I'm a Christian. I'm a radio station. I have a gospel radio station, and I'm going to take that consideration on what to do next. Okay. But I don't feel it's over with, and I don't think it should be over with, because this was an injustice to Thomas West.
Okay.
Because he's been there for this race.
Okay.
My name is Curtis A. Perry III, and I reside at 3981 Ashford Street, Northwest in Canton, Ohio, 44718. I've owned a business in Canton for 20 years, Joy 1520 AM WIW radio station, and I'm the owner. Thank you, Council President, Mayor Healy, who's not here, and members of Council. When I read the article on the vote that is to be taken tonight on the new Council leadership, it seemed that the outcome of the vote was a foregone conclusion. And that council person would become the first African American female assistant majority leader, and that's Chris Smith. And I want to congratulate Councilman Smith on that accomplishment. But as it relates to the majority leader, I wondered how we got to the point where Councilman Morris was the presumptive majority leader. Why would we look to give the position to a member that has very little experience in working within the council system?
There's only two things that make sense here as to why we would make that choice. First, that members are voting based on horse trading or backroom politics, which has hampered our community in numerous ways. And the second possible reason being that we are judging based on externals. We're judging on things that do not influence whether or not he can serve effectively as a majority leader. If we're going to vote based on that matrix, let's take down this picture of President William McKinley, who himself experienced financial difficulties following a business transaction. Read about it. And yet, we let him stand as an icon in these shapes. If we judge based on business difficulties, let's take down this picture. We should not base this vote on such matters. We should look for effectiveness and ability to move this body towards decisions that work best for the citizens of the city of Canton, Ohio. In full disclosure, let me say that Councilman Thomas West is a friend of mine, and most people know that. And I have recognized many of the legislations that he has put forth serving as councilman of 2nd Ward, and also have chaired many committee seats. This is leadership. This is leadership. Unfortunately, I have not noticed the same from Councilman Morris. Hopefully someday we will all join together and say that he has done the same thing that Thomas West has done. I am sure that either of these men will provide excellent leadership to this body, not only because of their personal ability, but because they will have 11 other members to help them and make the right decisions. I am sure that when his time comes, and there's a time for everything, and as the Bible says.
Okay, Mr. Perry, your time is up, but if you could just wrap it up.
I just got two lines.
Okay.
Councilman Morris will do an excellent job of leading the council. When his time comes, he will do fairly. I am saying, but it is not his time yet. That Councilman West has served his time succeeding in the council, so give Councilman West the opportunity, let him perform, judge him based on his performance, not on opinion or personal dealings, not on popularity contest. He should be allowed to succeed or fail based on the performance within this body. God bless.
Thank you, sir, very much.
My name is Chet Werren, 2522 Georgetown Road, Northeast Canton. I came up on a concern about picking the head of council, majority leader. I don't know how you're going to pick, but however you pick, I'd rather not see politics involved with it, or racism involved with it. I don't like that. Mm-hmm. Or I'm picking, look back to me, it's like senior person should be considered, but that's one of the concerns I think I'm having as a citizen, because council, we're supposed to go forward in this community, which, by dividing council, if you choose to be politics and pick people that you like and then they don't like, then you got to divide the council, and then we'll be stagnant again in this 2014. That's one of the major problems I'm having right now. To see, I'm just learning how this here work. As far as I know, you don't pick council, the chairman by seniority, but I think that's one of the concerns that I'm having in this community, because one of the things I'm mostly concerned about is black on black crime and hurting senior citizens. Right. And if council divide all the time, we won't get nothing accomplished. Right. And I think that's one of our major problems. So I want you to search your hearts and do the right thing. And hopefully we can come out and working together at this city, let the city grow, and then get more jobs coming in Canton instead of everything going west. Because one of the things I see now, we're getting people leaving the town, heading north. Nobody coming into the city. And then we're losing the population. And we're losing our tax base. So these are some of the things I want the council to the 2014, whoever be the chairman of the committee, to take that into consideration and move this place forward instead of being divided, playing politics.